Hey everybody, it is Dr. Julie Quinn here, and I'm going to go over the Module 6 assignments that are in MindEdge for you this week. This is a revision week, so, if you had posted on time, most of you will have assignments for the draft of your critical analysis essay, and that would have been submitted by Sunday, the end of week 5. And this is the beginning of week 6, and so this is an opportunity while you're waiting for professor notes. Normally that takes a couple of days to go through. Sometimes we're teaching multiple classes, and so we have to grade maybe even upwards of, not grade, but evaluate and assess upwards of 50 or so of the draft. So that does take a little bit of time. But the idea behind this module is to now, after you've had at least a couple of days off of the assignment of the critical analysis draft, to go back and think about how you would continue to grow the text. A lot of students tend to rush the work and in other classes maybe only submit one round of a written assignment. That tends to be fairly problematic for a lot of students, because usually our best work is not the first time we've moved through an assignment. Usually it takes 2, 3, sometimes even 4 drafts of an assignment to get it to the quality that most students can actually perform their work. And so that's what this module is about. It's about reinforcement of this idea of revision. 6.1, the section 6.1 is real world revision, and it's a video. 6.2 is a reading on the differences between large scale revisions and small scale revisions. This is just a one page, right? So this is not, it should not be overwhelming. And then there's a discussion this week, talking about, how you felt the draft went, whether you'd be primarily making large-scale changes or small-scale changes. And large-scale changes have to do with the content. Do you need to grow this? Remember, the final submission for this paper is going to be 3 to 4 full pages. It's a multi-paragraph essay with an introduction paragraph, a conclusion paragraph, and it's not a 5-paragraph essay. It's more than that. And I know it's hard to imagine writing so much about a text that may not be as long as the text that you're writing. But if you focus on the assignment rubrics, that's that grading table of what your assessor or what your professor is looking for, and then you use that to edit and grow your text, you'll be doing what's called large scale revision. Did you highlight all of the major points? Did you summarize maybe any opposing views? Are there different ways to read the article? That's something that I think a lot of students from draft to final forget that there's an opportunity to talk about that. Who would disagree with this argument? What other positions could be gleaned or considered from this? And that, in an Aristotelian or traditional argumentative essay, that would be a new paragraph that would go right before the conclusion, where you consider other viewpoints and have you summarized those objections. Small scale revisions are what students tend to just focus on. But you'll notice that the grade on grammar in English 122 never goes above 15% of an assignment's value. The majority of an assignment's value is usually where's the thesis and the body content. So that's where you sort of want to spend most of your time. So I would imagine that most students in the discussion, which is 6.3, will be talking about large and small scale revisions. So you want to address these 3 main points in that discussion. Remember, discussion deadlines, by the way. That's your main part, and then your response, 2 different elements to provide in-depth. Think of a chunky 5 to 8 sentence paragraph response. In your initial post, write 1 to 2 paragraphs. For your response posts, I'll be looking for a chunky paragraph, and then of course I'll be evaluating you based on the assignment rubric. Remember, in MindEdge, the assignment rubrics always exist here. Right? Demonstrate more than I agree or you're wrong. Guidance is provided in the prompt itself when you click it open. Remember, the prompts are in bright space. I'll open that before we're done. And then temperature check revision needs, just sort of a this is a graded temperature check to test the knowledge of how well you sort of understand the video and the content of the week. And then there's an activity for 6.5. It's based on that revision process of you doing a practice. This is a revision that I'm probably not going to see in depth like I did module 5, but it's the idea of going through those steps on your own as homework and doing it. It's graded upon completion. So let me go back into the module. Let's go to module 6 and let me show you how the discussion that you'll be participating in this week with me is set up. Remember, discussion deadlines are different than the main weekly Word document assignments are due. Discussion deadlines, your main posts are due Thursday nights and your response post to your classmates by Sunday, okay? So we've got the undergraduate discussion rubric here, but the assignment repeats itself as far as the information from MindEdge. Describe the importance of revisiting your ideas and how you are going to use feedback. This is due Thursday. My hope is that the vast majority of you that post on time will already have that feedback from me by Thursday. I try to prioritize this so that you can do really well on this assignment. Discuss how you'll apply one of the revisions from large scale category to your work and one from small, so we don't just focus on the small scale. Talk to your classmates in depth, a nice chunky paragraph, and you'll be good to go this week. So this week is a focus on revision. And the other thing you can do, if you find you have a little bit of extra time, is to go back again to Module 5 and continue to review the style guides for either MLA or APA style, depending on how that quiz turned out for you. And remember, the style is, professors don't really care, like an English professor like me doesn't care which style you use. I'm proficient in both. But the reason we're trying to get you comfortable, we use this class as like a foundational course for all of the other courses you take, is that when you learn the style that your major professors focus on, so for example, say you're going into engineering, you would use APA style, the science-oriented style. It looks more professional and it's easier for them to grab the data they need from the types of text that you provide for them, because the style has certain conventions for that. And it's the same for MLA style. So on that note, I wish you great luck. You have some submissions. You've got about 5 assignments that are built into MindEdge this week. Spread them out, but don't forget main discussion Thursdays, responses to your classmates by Sunday. I hope you have a great week. Let me know if you have questions.